Okay, so first it was Obama who was chastising American black men for voting for who they have the right to vote for, leaving his 15-bedroom mansion and saying, you guys who can't afford groceries, who can't afford gas, who can't afford rent, who can't afford your mortgage, who can barely afford to live under these unbelievably awful policies from the people that I'm trying to tell you to vote for, you need to get your act together. So after that all backfired, now you've got Slick Willie, Mr. Monica Lewinsky himself, Billy Boy Clinton coming out. And I can't tell if this is helping Kamala Harris or like who's he campaigning for, her or is he campaigning for Trump? Listen to what he says about Laken Riley and the actual border.
Georgia, not very long ago, didn't you? They made an ad about a young woman who'd been killed by an immigrant. Yeah, well, if they'd all been properly vetted, that probably wouldn't have happened. But if they're all properly vetted and that doesn't happen, and America is not having enough babies to keep our populations up, so we need immigrants that have been vetted to do work, there wouldn't be a problem.
Excuse me, Bill, just really quickly, the reason that we have so many illegal migrant criminal thugs who have tragically taken the life of Laken Riley is because of the people that are on your hat right now. Biden and the DEI VP pick who literally had one task. She was given one job to oversee the border, and we now have the worst border crisis, over 18 million plus illegal crossings in the history of our country. He was campaigning in, am I crazy or something? How desperate is this campaign? So while campaigning for Vice President Kamala Harris in the Peach State, Clinton accused Trump of tanking negotiations back to the so-called border bill. Over the bipartisan border bill compromise in Congress, he wanted it to be a campaign issue. This was unequivocally false. It was not a border bill. It gave disproportionately hundreds of billions of dollars more to Ukraine. It was essentially a Ukraine bill, which gave just a pittance to the border. So shame on you, Bill Clinton. You are spreading misinformation just like the rest of your campaign. The truth is it was never a border bill. And beside all of that, you don't need a bill, Bill. You can do it with an executive action. Biden could have done this. Harris could have done this. Kamala could have done this. They reneged on 90 executive policy orders of Donald Trump. The Border Patrol Union themselves have just endorsed Donald Trump. Don't take my word for it. Definitely don't take Slick Willie's word for it. You can't take Kamala's word for anything. Biden doesn't even know if he's alive. Don't even take Trump's word for it. Take it from the people who are actually on the front lines, who are viscerally opposed to Kamala and have endorsed Trump. There's your answer about the border right there. The alleged killer was encountered by CBP on September 8th, 2022, after entering near El Paso, Texas, and was paroled and released for further processing. Sounds like Gavin Newsom, who's the crappy governor of my state right now. Clinton later praised the current administration's handling of the border and illegal immigration during a campaign stop in Georgia. He says, quote, "For the last 3 years, the Biden-Harris administration has done increasingly tough things trying to control the border, and illegal crossings have gone down every year for 3 years. Our friends in the other party don't want to talk about that. It is literally the worst border crisis in the history of our country." Yeah, it may have gone down every year for the last 3 years, but the last 3 years have been the worst in the last 100. So, that is just blatant disinformation. It's lying to the American public. It's not giving the full context of the story, just like all of these hypocrites do and the entire fake woke mafia media that backs them. He also lied about her one position. Clinton said, quote, "They want to attack Kamala Harris and blame her for anything they managed to keep from happening, like they claim she was the border czar. That's not what her jobs are," Clinton said. Quote, "Her job was to go down to these other countries that were sending us a lot of people and trying to get them to enroll them in a legal process." I wonder why, Bill. "So they wouldn't be illegally trafficked, show up our border, had to be cared for one side of it or another, and then we'd run the risk of having people get in here who weren't properly vetted. That's what she tried to do. She never even once visited the border. This is pathetic, even for you, Bill. This Democratic Hippocratic Party is in full panic mode. They know they don't have any track record. They know they have a bubkus candidate who has zero qualifications. They are finally seeing their woke DEI ideologies blow up in their face because Kamala Harris is the personification of why DEI kills. It is the most cancerous, infectious disease to ever afflict our glorious republic. She cannot win. We're 20 days away. She cannot win. Vote, vote, vote. Everything Bill said is utter garbage. The worst border crisis in the history of our country. She was given one task, one job, and she blew it. We have the receipts. We have the clips. We have the headlines. We have Biden himself saying, not only on the White House website, that she was the border czar, but we have him saying, I'm proud of my DEI VP pick. That's from the president, I think, the president of the United States. I don't even know if he's the president or what's going on. Joe Biden himself on the White House website. Check it for yourself. Go check it out. Vet it. Don't take my word for it. I always do my own due diligence, but everything is there for you cut and dry in black and white. It wasn't a border bill. It was a Ukraine bill. She was the border czar. And yes, you're absolutely right, Bill. Laken Riley's death could have been prevented if we actually had real leadership, actually had real people running our country who are qualified, who have the skills, who have the capabilities, who have the ethos, the credibility, and the integrity to actually do the right thing, as opposed to nixing 90 plus of Trump's border policies on his first day in office and then hiring a DEI unqualified train wreck in the name of Kamala, who absolutely botched her one task in 4 years. And just like a typical DEI hire, she wants a promotion for doing a terrible job. My fellow Americans, you know what's coming up. This is the most consequential election of our lives. I beg of you, please galvanize everybody you know. Drag everybody on your block, your brothers, sisters, cousins, boyfriends, dogs, uncle, grandpa, by the collar and drag them to the ballot box. I voted early in California. You can vote early, I'm sure, in your state, especially if you're voting for the right person. We know who that is. It's President Trump. Do it now. Do it yesterday. Do it as fast as possible. We have a republic to save for your kids, for your grandkids, for your great-great-great-great-great-great-grandkids. We have to get back to common sense. We have to get back to actual practical things. This is not right, left. It's not. I'm a centrist. I'm not right or left. I'm a constitutional centrist. Everything that's been happening over the last 5 years is literally extreme radical Marxism. It is on the brink of communism. If Kamala gets in there, it's all over, folks. Game over. Hasta la pasta. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. So please let me know in the comments down below what you think. Is Bill, effective? Am I wrong? I'm happy to welcome all points of view. Let me know in the comments down below. As always, sign up for our free newsletter. It's in the pinned comment, show notes, and description. It's your sure-proof way, like an insurance policy, of never missing out on all the latest breaking news that is unvarnished, objective. I do my own due diligence, qualitative and quantitative research. Everything that the fake woke mafia media won't share with you. Check out these videos coming up on the screen right here. Follow and subscribe by tapping my face right there if you haven't already. And as always, may God bless you and may God bless America. I'll see you soon.